Chase worse than 3. 15 love, 1 pending. And yard worse than first. Worse than first. Yard worse than first. That one. I don't think so. The tablet says no, but there's a line there on the court, so play where it fell. 15 love, Seaver leads. Chase worse than 3. Lost it, felt better than 5. 15 all. Chase yard worse than first. Shot. 30-15. Out of court. 30 all. Oh. Forty, 30. One game to love. Fault. Out of court. 15 love. Chase worse than 3. 15 love, 1 pending. $30 love, 1 pending. Baller right there in the front now. No, it's up to you. Just letting you know it's there. 30 love, 1 pending. Not up, better than 3. 2 chases, change ends.
Westwood Country Club, good afternoon.
30 love, first chase, worse than 3. $40 love, better than 3. Fault.
All right, 2 love start here for Noah. This is Danny McBride here. Be joined by Mr. Ivan Ronaldson briefly.
Stroke. 15 love.
It's a matchup of the 2 best players from Westwood Country Club. Unfortunately, they had to be matched up in the first round, but makes for exciting tennis. last time these two guys faced up in a competitive match. I think it was in our club championship about a year and a half ago. A lot has transpired since then. Noah took that match pretty handily from my recollection. I think it was 6-1, 6-2. He came out firing, hitting his targets, and as Noah can do. So we'll kind of see how this one plays out. Erik has been playing a ton in the last year and a half, has improved tremendously. So we'll see how he does here. Great finish there by Noah.
30-15.
Great matchup in terms of contrast of styles. You got Noah's power. You've got Erik's relentless retrieval. Never gives up. Kind of frustrates opponents with that capability. I know he frustrates me when I play him.
One fall.
All right, here comes Mr. Ivan Ronaldson now.
$30-all.
And the rare double fault. Ivan, are you there? All right.
$40-31 chase. Change ends.
So my thought in this match was if Noah comes out firing in the beginning, that's really to his benefit. If Erik can stick in the first few games, kind of gets in Noah's head a bit.
Get back some of those big forces early and then...
Right, makes him think twice about hitting them again, right?
Time, Erik. Let Di get out.
So Erik's coming off the... winning the first set against Pridmore in the final of the gold rackets. Apparently he hurt his elbow or his arm and didn't win another game after hurting himself. How's he looking? Is he... he's not rubbing it wrong.
Well, he's down 2 love so far, so, you know.
Chase the line.
Well read by Erik there. Bando. So Ivan, you've been coaching these two players for about, I don't know, over a decade now. Can you give a little perspective on kind of their growth and playing style and all that?
Well, Noah certainly looks like a Steve Ronaldson from about 30 years ago. Tee off in it whenever you can. Have a big cut volley, big force. Erik seems to be one of the better retrievers in the amateur game, although definitely some unconventional technique. But his hands are fantastic. Reaction volleys.
Deuce.
Who have you had more trouble against in your career?
You know, I actually play worse against Erik than I do against Noah, and I think it has to do with the fact that Erik and I have similar playing styles, and he's just better than me. Whereas I like the pace of Noah's force, and volleying is my game, so it's been a better matchup for me. Recently, I've played both of them in our club tournament, and I've won both. I've won the first set both times against him 6-5, and being a 45-year-old slow mover, I peter out and have no energy for the second and third sets, and they just wipe me out both times.
So is it's an energy thing or a fitness thing, or both? Is it the same?
I think it's fitness. Yeah.
That must be frustrating.
It's fatness. So when you were playing, how did your style compare to Noah's?
It's exactly the same, except he's much faster.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's quick.
So let's put it this way: you got to what, a 4 handicap or 3?
Something like that.
First
So
chase is worse
Noah's been
than
down to like a 7 or 6. What do you think will make the difference to get him to that level that you were at if you play so similarly?
Better than 2. Receiver's advantage.
I think his serve could definitely improve a little. he has this kind of walk-through floor shot where just a bit sloppy if he gets into a floor game.
Out of court.
And he really needs...
Seaver leads 3 games.
If he can get his floor game better, where his opponents are going to make mistakes and put the ball long, then he can finish it with the big force. It's being able to... When you play against these 0s and +2s, they just don't set you up for the big force enough. At least that's the trouble I found.
15
and
love.
I think he's in the same boat. He needs to rally a bit to get himself in a position where he can tee off on it.
Do you think it's like a concentration thing, or
it just needs to be tighter,
tighter.
lower over the net, and good
Okay.
width and length. Yeah.
And how about Erik? Just a little more technique work.
Yeah, it's with Erik. It's
30.
Who's he gonna take the lessons from? Because he's, in the past at least, he's not seemed really keen to change technique.
Fair.
15.
It's only his way.
I can relate to that. We're being critical here. I mean, these are 2 of the best amateurs in the United States.
Exactly.
Like they've done great, and are going to get even better. They're both, I don't know, 26 and 23 maybe.
To love.
So, what do you peak when you're 35 or something in the sport?
I think
if you keep going,
28 to 32 seems to be most people's peaks.
That's not what I want
But
to
you
hear.
can still improve. But you definitely have players still improving into their 30s. If they're
good. And 40s?
Sure.
His last gallery, 15 love.
All right, so Noah's kind of raced out in front here. I don't think it's been exactly a great level of tennis so far from what I've seen. Little loose shots. There's a nice finish by Erik.
15 all.
Well, on this court, I think in the last year, I'm not sure if Erik's beaten Noah. The practice tends to turn out
30, 15.
6-3, 6-3 type scores.
Okay.
But Erik's improved a lot recently. Spent some time in Melbourne, at least a couple of months, I think, playing every day with John Woods Casey and the guys down there. Chris Chapman.
The commenters, Ivan Ronaldson and Danny McBride. That's my commentating alter ego, Danny McBride.
Server leads 30-15. First chase, last gallery.
I have a lengthy playing history against these 2 guys. I remember one time when
Lost
Erik was
more than a
maybe,
yard.
I don't know.
40-15.
He must have been 10 or 11.
Better than 2.
I was playing in a handicap tournament against him here when I just started playing, and we had a huge handicap difference. And I remember his father was watching us play, and I was notorious for doing bad things on the court at the time.
30-40.
And with a 40-30 or something handicap difference, I was just beside myself. Unfortunately, doing some poor behavior, but I feel like I've cleaned up that part of my game quite a bit.
Fatherhood does it for you, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Was that a Winston Cup tournament, the club handicap?
The club handicap tournament, yeah. Before Erik had, he was obviously much younger and not as strong as he is now.
Yeah, that club handicap tournament that almost everyone enters has had some. We've had handicap 10s win it, and I think last year, 2024, Praveen Behethi won it as a low 80s. Get some real big swings.
Wow.
One chase, change ends.
I got to the semis of it this year, which is the farthest I've ever gotten. But I remember also, I remember one time I played John Motz in a club tournament, and Noah was watching, and Noah said, and he was, I don't know, 15 or 16 or 17 at the time. He's like, I'm never going to be as good as you, Danny. I was like, oh, you're going to be way better than me. It's kind of funny how certain things, there's a behind the back shot by Erik to no avail.
Point game. 5 games to love.
All right, Erik's got to right the ship here a little bit. Show Noah that he's in it.
Gonna need a reset for the second set. Yeah.
Chase better than 5. Love all, 1 pending.
I asked Erik before he went on how his arm was. He said, "We'll see." So
Okay.
wasn't too confident.
15 love.
So Ivan, have you ever hit anybody with the ball before?
think you could. The list of people I haven't hit's probably.
And
short.
worse than 2 chases.
Have you ever injured anybody?
Not hospitalized. No,
Okay.
I've been fairly lucky.
Just hospice? I've only hit one person, and it was a straight force. Hit Mark Mathias in his bicep, and he had a wonderful ball mark bruise on his arm. It was my proudest moment in court tennis history.
Better than 5.
Mark was pretty good at. He was playing off about 4 back then.
Yeah. You know, smoke me.
So that is one of if Noah has
30 love,
a weakness, if there's
worse
if
than
he's
2.
dominating this match, the thing that could do it is if he did force one and it accidentally hit Erik. He's such a sweetheart, Noah, that it can mentally ruin him.
Yep. I've seen it happen. What were you like when you hit somebody? You didn't care?
No, you feel awful. I had the pro at Paris, now Rod McNaughton once. I hit him he turned it, hit him on the butt cheek, and he hurdled the net and came running at me with his racket raised, and I thought he was going to kill me. So yeah, usually when you hit someone, you're just terrified you've done some serious damage. But
15-30. Well done.
Eric's got to win this game. Leading in the second set to show Noah that he's in it.
Chase second
Smart
gallery, 15-31 pending.
Thanks again to Ryan Carey for his awesome streaming here, giving us the opportunity to watch this match no matter where you are around the world. Crystal clear picture, different camera angles. We're watching it from a little booth here, and it feels like we're, live in person watching it. So thanks to Ryan for all his hard work.
40-15, one chase, change ends.
Sorry, broadcast studio, not booth. It's the official Westwood broadcast studio. Does look pretty professional, honestly. He's got this setup that is, I don't even know what he's doing. He's got a million different, choices and buttons to press.
it looks like a recording studio at a. Yeah.
So sometimes Eric's kind of in it mentally when he rolls up his right sleeve up to
That's
his
true,
shoulder.
yeah, he does do
hasn't done that yet. If he does that, you know that he's kind of showing his opponent, hey, got a big bicep, so watch out.
One of the best parts of Erik's game, his mental strength is. It's really got it.
Great shot there.
I like the fact we've kept the gong up for the U.S. Open.
5.
What is that? Something in major tournaments you take down?
For
Is
the
it
World
kind of showy or
Championship,
something? Or?
we took it down because it kind of prevents one person from viewing in the winning gallery. But
Gotcha. Well, the throngs here. We have a pretty good crowd, though. You can see right there, we've got a ton of folks in the dead on. It's filled up. The above the service side, full of folks. Westwood members have come out to support the players here, which is great to see.
and the room above as well, the Martin room, that looks full.
So for those who have not been to Westwood, it is unbelievable. We can't be more thankful for the setup here. Everything's been amazing. Ivan, what has been your kind of take on the growth of the game and the difference between Princess Court and Westwood, and how the members here kind of taken to the sport and all of that? What is the community like?
It seemed to just work perfectly from the minute we opened. The minute the court opened at Westwood, it was packed and hasn't let up. It's pretty much for the entire time that the building's open, the court tennis court's been used. We have about 50% old Princess Court members who joined Westwood, and 50% new members, golfers, tennis players who've taken up the sport. They're gradually working their way down the handicaps into got some in the 30s, Annie Clark, 40s, and lots of them moving into the 50s now.
Yeah,
So
that was
pretty
great
good
to see
player
Annie
base.
Clark win she won the Ladies U.S. Open doubles, right?
Yep, it's the second time since 2009 that Claire phase lost a match, I
30,
believe.
40.
Ryan's shaking his head at me, but maybe a doubles match.
Either way, quite an accomplishment. Andy's an up-and-coming player, played college tennis and has taken to the game. I know as a player at Westwood, I don't play as much as I used to because I can't. You've got to really plan ahead and find time to play. Okay, there we go. Noah took the first set there. I still think it was a big win for Erik to get that game and show Noah that he's still in the match. So
I think
Erik,
I might have taken a minute to wipe my face and have a drink of water there if I was Erik.
A little bathroom break, maybe. You know what those are like.
Better than 3, 2 chases, change ends.
Go and get some of the oxygen from the. No, these guys, I think, not going to have any fitness problems here in these best of 3 matches.
Well, so this is an important time here. Erik is notorious for losing the first set and coming back and winning the second set, finding a way. So we'll see how he fares here. He's got 2 tough chases to beat. Noah's in a good position.
Love
I'd like to tie your shot there. This is classic Erik here. There it is.
Oh wow! So he's looking good in this game too.
30 love.
Okay, they were playing off the chases there. So.
Yeah, it's the first time I've seen the sport.
She's worse than the last. 30 love, 1 pending.
It's interesting that Noah's chosen to do a bobble as a first serve.
I mean, I do think the bobble is honestly maybe the most effective serve. You get the length right on this court, so maybe he's thinking, I'll play my odds.
So John Lumley and Camden Riviere were both serving a lot of bobbles. Bobbles as their second serves, railroads first serves for pretty much the entirety of the World Championship. Personally, I've thought that the bobble is one of the worst serves on this court because we have such a fast roof. The ball tends to come off the back. You rarely get those bobbles that die and nick like you do on most other courts.
Yeah, like New York.
15-30.
I think this is a tough serving court. It's tough to know what to serve. I mean, I'm not a great railroad artist, but most people we talk to feel like it is tough to serve railroads on this court. But you know, Cam and John are kind of different beasts than most players. I find the underarm twist to be pretty good on this court. It's just so fast coming down that penthouse.
The problem that these guys have once they start playing the low single figures handicaps, especially some of these big hitters, you've got Lewis Gordon, Will Flynn, and then the pros who have the plus handicaps, is the underarm twist that hit the sidewall here, they will step up and hit a slap volley unbelievably hard and either get a dead on or a chase. And if you don't hit the sidewall first, because the penthouse is so smooth, you just don't get enough bite, and the cut volley is too easy to read. So you don't see a lot of top pros doing underarm twists anymore. At least you used to see it a lot in the 80s. Everyone's cut volleys have got so good these days. So.
I think it maybe works better in doubles than singles here. What about high serves, boomerangs, drafts?
So the high sidewall where you come around the outside of it, if you do that at say Newport or most other courts, when you hit the penthouse first, it'll grip and end up being a high drop. On this court, because of the smooth penthouse, you end up with the ball going onto the back penthouse and just being a sitter. So the only high serve that seems to be effective is the one that looks more like a giraffe, where you're coming kind of inside it, where it'll kick, and if it does go on the back penthouse, it'll be a fault. So you're either going to get a great serve or a fault, and that's much better than
Server lead 40,
going long and getting a back
30,
penthouse.
better than second.
That's a big point here. 40-30 to Noah. Erik's got a beatable chase. Noah wins this game. He might be racing toward victory. We'll see. Oh.
Out of court.
There we go. Deuce. Yeah, so I've been hitting with some of the pros here, playing with and against them, and a lot of them just, I think that in a vacuum this is a great court, but everybody's kind of befuddled by it for some reason. I don't know what that is. If it's just like any new court they play, they're going to be complaining about it and frustrated by it, or if it's something about this court that just makes it more challenging.
So that certainly the penthouse is different to almost every other penthouse. It's the steepest penthouse in the world, equal to Fontainebleau, but it's also the fastest because we have it's not very grippy. It's smooth, so that takes a while to get used to. But every new court, when pros play on the first time, they have to kind of work the whole thing out. You know, the angle of the timbre, you know, what serves are going to work, all that. So by the end of this week, they will be comfortable with it, just as Erik and Noah are.
Yeah, the timbre is severe. It's
not quite tuxedo.
Not quite tuxedo, but a lot of winners find that timbre. What a point here. Finally, Noah puts it away. A great shot. Stepping into that volley, taking time away from Erik.
Deuce.
This is a huge game. Should look for a chase there.
Hazard better than
You could put that in the galleries.
Yeah, I would have. Yeah. Erik doesn't have quite the gallery shot that I do, though.
We have, I think our galleries are a couple of inches higher than most courts as well.
It's
so
pretty easy.
Less galleries.
You think there's fewer galleries?
You get fewer galleries because
It's
if
fewer, not less.
Oh, excuse me. The last gallery ends above about better than 6, I think, and it's more like 5 on other courts. And I think it's about 2 inches higher. So in the chat, Pat Winthrop's apparently saying we need to get some grip on the penthouse. Well,
red wine, is that the trick, Pat?
Hazard better than a yard.
Red wine on the penthouse?
All right.
I'm not sure we want to upset Haven Pell that much.
I do think if we're going to, I mean, the court is amazing, lovely, beautiful. It's sometimes hard if you're playing, not, you know, if you have a marker, it's easy enough. But if you're marking your own match, it is very hard to mark railroads. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, seeing where
can we stain it a little bit, make it a little bit darker, to be able to see the contrast of the ball, because the light roof, just as you can see in the shot here, it's hard to see the ball against the roof. Have there been talks of that?
We could certainly make that service line on the service penthouse
thicker?
bigger, thicker, and maybe change the color so it's easier to see. But I agree with you. It's tough when you're serving the railroad, especially if you're 5'5" or whatever you are, there, Danny.
5'5", yeah. Thanks a lot. How much do you weigh again?
Touche.
15 love.
Well, Erik took that first game. That was a big game. Did I say Erik? Noah took the first game. Erik showed that he was in it, but didn't pull it out, which I think is huge for Noah in terms of confidence. Strong finish there. There's your timbre shot. It's tough to read that.
15 all.
This is kind of playing out how their match a year and a half played out. It was 6-1, 6-2 again, as I said earlier. Noah pulled it out. Noah played unbelievably in that match again a while back.
30-15.
The level today seems a little bit tense.
Chase better than 4.
I like the coloring in that angle we just saw. I hadn't seen that one before with that wide angle.
There's the timbre shot.
40,
Yeah,
15
you get a lot.
inches,
I think
change
you think we get more winners off timbers here than you do at most other courts you play against.
100%. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's such a contrast with Princess Court. You'd get a lot of hazard chases with the timbre. Pretty frustrating because you don't have longer rallies. One reason I love going up to Philly or New York, just
40,
longer points, especially in doubles, just
Sievert
longer
leads,
points.
Chase better than 4. Won it, fell 3.
All right, Eric's on the board, I think.
One game all.
How many viewers we got at home, Ryan? Let's see here.
Chase
42.
gallery, no
Not
strokes,
quite my
one
age.
pendant.
Getting a lot of abusive text messages from people who are watching online.
Yeah, I mean, fat jokes and height weak jokes between Ivan and myself go back 15 years now, I think.
That's a limp.
Chase last
I thought it was the elbow.
So did I, but didn't that look like a limp?
Nice get there. So Derek, put this away here. There it is.
15 love, hazard chase.
Again, this
better
is a
than
classic
2.
Erik match, right? Losing the first set and showing that he's still in it in the second set.
Oh.
Noah's got to keep his energy
30
up.
love.
Oh.
Two net courts.
40 love.
Thumbs up from Erik on that.
15-40.
Meanwhile, dead on. Nice get. Up there it is. Find the timbre, win the point.
Game 2 games to 1.
Noah looks like he's kind of going through the motions right now. I feel like he needs to kind of jump around and get some energy.
Get fired up.
Flowing. Yeah, yeah. Loose shot there, put away from Erik.
15 love.
So I think this is the first commentary of this U.S. Open. I think it
15 all.
bears discussing that this is a very strong draw that we've brought in from around the world. I mean, I was talking to Tony Hollins. The qualifying singles draw is stronger than it's maybe ever been with guys that are within 3 or 4 handicaps of each other. It's just it's anybody's game, really.
Gallery, 15
Yeah,
all, one
on
pendant.
paper there look like about 9 of the 14 who could make it into the main draw, who could qualify. And it might be the first time that the US has put a handicap limit on who could enter. Maybe.
And better than
I
second.
hadn't seen that
Chase
I didn't
is
test it.
Chin Gents.
Are any comments from home? you want to say hi in the chat.
Gentlemen, we got 15 all and a hazard chase, second gallery.
No, this is 2 out of 3 in the qualies,
15,
Pat.
hazard better than
In the main draw, we'll go to 3 of 5. 3 out of 5. Look at that get by Erik. That is classic. Oh.
30 all.
All right.
Well,
I'm getting Annie Clark, the U.S. Ladies number 1 on handicap, is just commenting that Erik did the right shoulder thing. So he obviously means business.
He's showing his bicep now. That's always a trigger of Erik's feeling it now. There hasn't been a ton of emotion out there from either of the players, and typically with Erik, you can always count on some kind of come-ons, let's goes.
Some fist pumping.
But I think maybe just them being such good friends and knowing each other so well, they don't want to, show each other up, which is commendable.
$16 was the handicap cut, yeah.
Seaver leads 40-30. We got Chase worse than 5.
No, Pat, don't leave us. Thanks for joining, buddy.
Game tied up at 2 games.
We're even now 2-all. That was a big game. As the commentators like to joke always, this is the huge game 5 in the set. Loose shot there by Erik. He's got so much back. Oh. Ooh.
Sloppy footwork there from Noah.
Standard miss by Erik.
You really don't quite see the speed of the pace Noah's putting on those shots when you're watching online.
Yeah,
it looks
a
little slower than it.
And playing against him, it's definitely not slow.
Not up. 1 and 2. 15 all, 1 pending.
There you go. Got Pete Dickinson marking. I see Chase Motz with a nice hat on.
Yeah, I see Pete's got down to handicap 11 now.
Oh, is that right?
Started
Good to see. Good to
New
see.
York, yeah.
And a yard better than second. 2 chases.
What I'm noticing is on some of these cut shots, both of them are floating it a bit and having hit with and against Tony the last couple days. Like the sharpness of his cut shots on the floor and in general just have more pace on it and bite that I'm not seeing from Noah and Erik. Of course, they've got different intangibles as well, but it's kind of fun to play against that level of
Gents,
pace.
30-15 server leads.
And it bites
Chase
here.
1
It's
and
hard
2.
to, if you let go of the back wall and it has cut on it, it's hard to get back.
Yeah.
Fault. Lost it. Fell worse than 3. Ball, please, no. 40-15.
It's like Noah's trying some different serves now.
Sorry.
Maybe just because of the chases.
A yard better than second. Fault.
It's hard to tell. I can't tell from here, honestly.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell from the commentary booth.
30-40. Chase better than 4.
Good attack
One
by
chase,
Erik.
change
Good
end.
chase.
So a lot of arm in that cut volley. Hope it's not going to cause him any trouble as he goes into his late 20s.
I mean, yeah, I've always said that as someone who has a bad shoulder from court tennis, I've watched Erik play a lot now, and I've always worried about his shoulder. He's not a big guy, kind of throws his arm instead of getting his body weight into the shot. Something he could definitely fix.
Beautiful bubble there. You don't see the ace bubbles very often.
I like that setup, you know, just the straight force, like 80%, get yourself into the point. If you miss it, if he makes it, he's not going to hit a great shot off it. I think that's a smart shot.
Out of court. Game 3 games to 2.
Both these guys very easy to mark for. You saw Erik there calling his ball out.
15
Pretty
love.
Very good at calling their not ups as well.
Chase worse than a yard. 15 love, 1 pending.
Ivan, what's your favorite court growing up? What you love playing on?
Hollyport, I think, had best
Out of
results
court.
on. Fontainebleau
30
had
love.
a dead on about twice the size of Westwood.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty good.
I've played both those courts. Hollyport felt like the easiest to
Chase,
transition to,
better
at
than
least from Princess
2.
Court. I haven't played it,
Chases,
the old
change end.
Princess Court here in DC. Hollyport felt more like home than the other courts. I don't know why.
But do you have a least favorite court to play on?
Well, no offense to the French, but Paris is le bad
30 love.
to deal with. I mean,
server
I'm sure it's a
leads
lovely
worse
court
than a
if you play all
yard.
the time, but I don't think I've ever played well there.
Fault.
If you're a big hitter like you, I bet you love Paris because the ball sits up and you have time to slap it.
Yeah, Paris was okay. I remember Hampton
40
Court
love,
was
better than
probably
2.
even though I worked there a few years, it was one of the toughest. It's the widest. It's too much running
For who?
for me.
Not up.
Ooh,
No. Question the marker
interesting
here.
call.
Felt worse
That's
than a
a-
yard. 15-40.
What's going on? Nice
It's a
volley.
nice volley, isn't it?
Defense.
Seeing a lot more
finish.
two-handed volleys these days.
4 games to 2.
Cam and John, and you see more
Bryn,
people,
right?
more people doing
Bryn
it
has
now,
always
yeah.
done that, yeah.
15 love.
In fact, John Lumley's returns, he was having no trouble with our timbre during the World
Chase.
Championship.
Worse than 4.
He's just smashing it. I think he grew up as a left-handed golfer and just
And nearly yard worse than last 2 chases. Change ends.
it's almost like baseball. Did you watch some of that?
Baseball?
Yeah. It's the World Championship. John's volleying off the timbre was,
It was unbelievable.
exquisite. You know?
Unbelievable. I mean, he was boasting it quite a bit, reading it really well.
15 love. Receiver worse than 4.
I think most players are kind of trying to survive and moving away from the ball as it's coming to them. John seemed to kind of move toward it and get his weight into it.
So this game here really is vital for Erik. This is,
Yeah.
if he doesn't make this one, it's going to be trouble.
15 all. Nearly a yard worse than last.
So the usual shot you'd play at a lot of courts off the timbre is a gallery, and with the slightly small galleries, if you don't have that amazing
30-15.
backhand volley off the timbre, you can get on the wrong side of the rally pretty quick.
Fault.
Loose shot there off the timbre. Oh, nice shot there.
30 all.
Erik has a little smile. Not sure why, but seems to be enjoying himself. Oh, that's out of court.
Out of court. 40-30.
All right, we got a big moment here. If Erik wants to stay in this set and match, he's got to win this game. It's tight serve. It's the game 3-4.
3 games to 4.
I don't have a dog in this fight. Love them both, but I would love to see it go 3 sets, if I'm being honest. Just tore his ACL there, it looks like. There's a limp.
15 love.
That's the hard part about this game. If you're kind of
a runner,
built like Erik, built like me, you know,
you're scrambling all the time,
yeah,
and
it's your body
hard on
doesn't
you.
love it. Oh, it's quite a finish from there, hitting below the net into the winning gallery. A lot of confidence in that shot. No, it seems to be moving a little bit more now. He's a little more into it.
Yep, looks fired up again.
30-15.
All right, we have NJ saying hi from Sunny Hailing. Hi, Rye from Sunny Hailing. Nick Jones. Hey, Nick. Thanks for joining.
Chase, thank you. Better than half a yard.
You're omnipresent, Nick. I feel like wherever there's court tennis, wherever there's golf, you're there.
He's got to get more on that now. He's pushing it into the backhand. He could either put it in the gallery or carve it, but
Paid for it.
30 all.
This is a big point for Erik here. Noah's got a better than half awaiting him on the change of ends. Erik's got to win this point to stay in this game.
Chase better than last. Chase is
worse.
in gems.
See what time is it in Sunny Hailing, Ivan? That's like 6 hours ahead.
Should be
30 all.
5
Chase
hours.
better
5 hours.
than half a yard.
I don't know what time it is. Let's see. So it's evening there. What a great way to spend your evening. Watching some U.S. Open qualifiers here. Oh, he won the chase off better than half.
40-30, better
Tacked the
than
dead on.
last.
But Noah missed the volley. Could be a pivotal moment in this set. Loose shot there. Just
Chase
chase
off
off.
felt better than last.
Chase off, I think.
Felt-
That was
40-30.
Yep, chase off. Ooh, frame shot. Oh, some loose shots there in that point.
Deuce.
Nice attacking
Chase,
cut volley.
worse than 3.
If you can tee off on a cut volley here, it's a pretty good court. Take the cut volley. When we first opened up, that main wall was just
severe, wasn't it?
severe. So
Advantage
a couple times I would hit backhands off a cut volley if it hit the main wall first. But it's calmed down a bit. It's not quite like a standard court yet, but it's getting there.
Yeah, some the railroads were incredible when we got the big bite when we first opened. They're a little harder to do now, as you were saying earlier.
Mm-hmm.
He's got to put that away. I did, but he has to really carve that into the corner.
Let's finish there.
Advantage. Server.
So a lot of their shots are kind of just medium pace down the middle of the court. It's a footwork thing or something. I don't know. Wearing Erik down there.
Certainly a grueling few days of matches. If these guys, whoever wins this match, they'll have a quarterfinal on Friday. Is it right, or is it Saturday?
I think Friday.
Friday, quarterfinal on Friday morning, and then a semi-final on Friday afternoon.
Not to mention doubles, right? I think these two are playing together in the doubles. Number one seeds in the qualifier. I think they're playing today, if I'm correct. Maybe tomorrow.
Seaver's advantage first serve.
Yeah, so they play tomorrow. The winner of, let's see,
5 games to 3.
The winner of, well, the match was already played, so they play Max Truman and Chase Motz, who had a big victory today against Pete and Henry.
15 love.
Chase, a hometown boy, Westwood boy, coming through there.
So Noah's now 5-3 up. One of the problems with hitting it as hard as Noah is when he misses the dead on high, rather than getting a chase the line where the ball balloons into the net, which happens on a number of courts, he's pretty much landing it on hazard the door, hazard second, first bounce. He loses 100% of those points.
I think the back wall is pretty fast here. You get back wall first, so I think a good shot in this court people don't do enough of is just that straight force below the dead on to get a chase.
Better than second.
Yeah, better second, worse than last. Yeah.
40-30.
I got match point here, suddenly. There it is. All right.
And
Noah comes through.
6 games to 1. 6 games to 3.
So Noah is on to play.
Gentlemen, well played, ladies and
Let's
gentlemen.
find out here.
Who's on next? So we have Birdie Valet against Adam Player coming soon.
And Noah is playing the beginner, the winner of that match between Birdie and Adam. So
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Ryan.
thank you, Ivan. And thank you, Ryan, as always. Pleasure.